there, E.H. Howard here. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. This sort of kind of came up with another video that I had done about entitled people, which is on YouTube. Feel free to look for it. And this kind of comes from a different way, and I kind of want to talk about it in a sense that it's easy for people to get enticed by the carrot, the shiny, bright object. And in doing so, don't really move the ball forward, okay? And basically we're talking about influencers glad-handing their way through small businesses. And let's get into it after the break. All right, we'll talk a little bit more. I'm E.H. Howard, and this is the Small Business Talk Show. See you in a minute. E.H. Howard, and this is a Small Business Talk Show. This week we are going to talk about influencers, and they're sort of like, gimme, I need it for free, sort of thing. And I want to talk about it in two different ways, okay? I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of, the freelancer, the home small solo business person. Big business, well, they kind of make the monsters. So, and as the angry villagers, we need to deal with it. All right, so let's get into it. One of the things that has happened, and I feel like it's more often now, and look, I get it. When I was in my 20s, back in the Stone Age, it was really hard to get money didn't seem like it was readily available as I would have liked to. I remember there were a lot of times. One of my favorite stories is I remember being able to survive for $20 on a week. That was one of my top stories. And I know it was a different time. I get it. It was a different time. But what I'm saying is I know money is tight. I remember being really excited one time that I found like $2 on the street and I could buy a Big Gulp and a snack. And still have money left over, maybe to buy another Big Gulp. So those are the things. I totally understand money is tight. However, at the same time, I also didn't go around trying to, and I'm not saying that these people didn't exist, because there were people back in the 80s that were trying to live the high life. They were just doing it IRL, they were charging things and flying cash and things like making it rain like it was a strip club when you were going out to dinner or you were going out to drinks or something. And I remember one time like people, some guy buying, drinks for the entire bar just to prove whatever. But again, I'm getting off the point here. But there were people that were doing that in real life, going around trying to like fake it and get it. But I would never have asked for something for free that I didn't earn in some way. All right, therein is the point. Therein is where I come from in perspective to this whole thing is, I would never ask for something that I haven't said, I will give you something in return of equal and or greater value. And therein is the question is, what is that value? All right. And I realize that people have put a value on followers and likes. And that somehow followers and likes translates to some sort of level of success. That somehow the more likes and follows that you have, the more important that you are, the better that you are than other people, those types of things. I think that's all bullshit. My argument from day one is I don't care how many followers you have, are any of them buying? And out of the, say you have 3,000, out of that 3,000, how many are buying? How many are buying on a regular basis? How many do you know by first name? How many people do from that list do you see in your store, your business? How many? And I'm going to guess less than 1%. Okay. Now, there's a number of reasons for that. And, we're going to be fair and honest here. We're going to try and be as open as we can. Number one, followers can be anywhere. All right. Followers can be anywhere. You can have followers all around the world. I have followers that are in other countries. I have followers in other cities and towns, other parts of the state. I am in a business, and most people are in a business, and even most home and small businesses, depending on what business you're in and what products and services that you offer, are not ready to sell to the entire United States or the entire state or those types of things. Okay, there's a lot of other things that go into that. And I was working with a client who was trying to ship products to others, frozen products to other states, and then we got the FDA. The FDA had to get involved because there was raw egg, and then there was like shipping issues and cooler and it became a thing. Okay, and they finally realized, like, well, the costs, the amount of work that we would have to do, and the cost it just doesn't make sense. And so I get it that there are customers, but almost all of us, if you're a small home or solo business, you're working locally. Like, you maybe 50 miles at max from your home or your office. That's like the limit. All right. You're not looking to have customers in New York or Miami or Chicago. I would say 90% of us. Also, having said that, people buy followers. How many freaking bots are there out there? I go through my followers like maybe every month. Like, I'll pick a Friday night and go through my Twitter while I'm watching TV, and I'm like, bot. Like there's hundreds, thousands of people on, somebody. So just because they have 2,000 followers doesn't mean that they're 2,000 real people. Okay. The other side of it too is, okay, you may have 3,000 fans. Okay, let's take 1,000 off for bots. Let's take a few off for trolls. Let's take 1,000 off for purchasing. So out of the 1,000 that you have left, 500 of them may be following you because they like you. 500 may be following you because they don't like you and want to make sure what you're up to or engage, attack you in some way, what have you. So followers does not mean like people that have, they've heard the good word and they've converted and like now they're like, oh, we can't live without you. Followers on social media, because say it with me, social media is fake. There's so much fake social media. So it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter how many likes you have, because unless somebody is purchasing, that's it. Now, what you can use that for is to, people seem to like when I posted these pictures of this product, so maybe that product is kind of popular. Maybe I should really promote that more with my local audience or those types of things. Okay. Now, I'm not advocating no social media. So now, with all of that out of the way, with all of that craziness and all of my rambling out of the way, but again, that's my brand. Let's get back to influencers. All right. So from all of that, you can see that the influencer that is going to be reaching out. We're not talking like influencers, the Kardashians or any like famous celebrities. Like, we're not talking about like serious influencers. Okay. Love or hate the Kardashians, they can move the needle on things. All right. We have to give them credit for that. I'm talking about your local, person who thinks that they're a hot shot. Okay. And so, for example, influencer A will come to a business and ask for free stuff in exchange for giving them exposure on the gram for their business. Now, and that is the rough basic scenario from which we're going to build from all of this. Okay. Now, the first part of this is, again, unless your followers, and again, we're talking small home solo business, 50 miles from your home, end of story. unless all of your followers live in my general area, my 50-mile range, they match my the experience that I want to offer. They are a consumer that I am looking to engage with, i.e. they're my casual fan, my casual consumer, or my super fan. And if they're interested in what I'm offering, okay, maybe I'm offering life insurance, and that's a bad example. I'm offering a dog photography service, and I see 90% of your followers either don't have pets or have a cat. Okay, so who am I going to really market to with you? That's one of the issues is they're not buying from the influencer, and so what makes the influencer think that they're going to come and buy from me just because you've put up a post? Now, the other thing is, I always say this, and if you followed me or the channel at all, one post ain't going to do it. Okay, I don't care if one influencer tweets out or sends a post about how great your burgers are. They're only going to do it once, and then they're going to move back to what? Themselves. They are not going to actively promote you. So the only way after that initial post that any of their followers are going to find your post with that delicious burger, is when they start scrolling. How often do you scroll through somebody's profile? Probably not much, right? So again, unless they see your casual fan, your casual consumer, your super fan, sees that post the time it is posted, there's a really good chance it ain't going to be seen. All right, really good chance it's not going to be seen. So why should I, if I'm paying for advertising, I'm going to get multiple rotations, I'm going to get multiple placement, I'm going to get it, constantly. Your influencer is going to get their free meal, they're going to do their one post, and then it's going to be, down the toilet, because it's never going to be seen again. And feel free to argue with me that that's not the case, that it's going to be seen by thousands of people, because thousands of people will be scrolling through my user profile, and it's just going to blow up your business, because it's not. And if it did, everybody would be freaking doing it, right? It's not that easy. They make it sound easy. They make it sound appealing. The ones that have some skill in glad handing. Now, let's look at it from the other side. And this is really where it gets important to me, because when somebody comes and asks for things for free in exchange for exposure, and this, again, it happens a lot with freelancers, home businesses, small business, solopreneurs. It's prevalent in this industry. Somehow, because you started a business in something that you're good at and talented at and that somehow, for some reason, you shouldn't be charging for it. And you should give it to this person because they are so special that they're going to just make your life, you connect with me, I post it on Instagram, and bam, life is good. The clouds part, the sun comes down, you are going to be raining in money. Okay? That's how, none of this works that way. You are asking the business to give up a lot in return for nothing. All right. So, and I use a simple thing like, going to buy a taco or a burger. I've used that in other examples. But for example, if you're asking somebody, and this is a great one because this happens a lot with people like in the event planning and photography, graphic design, the arts, all of that. If you go to somebody and ask them to do something. Oh, here's a perfect one. I know, because I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Nails, all right? If you're going to go get your nails done, and somebody that I know, she pays a pretty penny for her nails. Her nails are to die for. I mean, they are just like, I look at them and I'm like, wow, those are really amazing. You got your money's worth. Now, she chooses to pay that amount of money, okay? But there are things that go into it. There are the nails, there is the labor, there is the materials, there is everything. Now, the person doing the nails isn't just sitting at a free place. Like, oh, I'm just going to put up a chair on the corner and do people's nails. Most places like nail salons, barber shops, that kind of stuff, there is a seat fee. So you have to rent the chair for the day. And that could be a couple, depending on where it is, it could be a couple $100. I don't even want to know what they charge for, and please let me know in the comments below what they charge for a chair in like New York City, LA, Chicago, Miami, like probably a couple $100 a day. There are materials that need to go into it. There is the labor of the person, okay? Just because the person has rented the chair, now the business itself has things. It has liability insurance. It has electricity. You like to go in and get your feet washed, so that requires water. You like to go in and be cool and relaxed, that requires air conditioning. You like to hear them. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. And even just at the basic, like no nonsense, no frills experience, there is a lot of expenses that go into it. So you are asking that business to take a hit for you. Now, the business doesn't know you. We'll never hear from you again. It's not like you care about the business. You just want something for free. And you want it at their expense, okay? And there are a lot of times where, especially in the arts and the creative fields, things like tattoos and those types of things as well, where people will, I am going to do it for the exposure. I'm going to do it for the exposure. I'm going to do it for the experience. And you do you. I'm not trying to tell you can't run your business or your career the way you want. You do you. But you're going to put in all the time, energy, and work and effort you would for a paying client. And what are you going to have in the end? Like how much exposure are they really willing to give you? If you were really going to work with somebody that was a real influencer, there would be some sort of contract. Okay, well, we're going to promote your product, 3 times a day at these times on these platforms in this way, but you're paying for that service. That will give you some traction. Somebody coming in and wanting a free meal or free nails or free photography or something like that, that puts you at a loss. You're not making anything. You don't even know what the exposure is going to be. What if they never even post it? What if they just forget, or they take some pictures, they get home, they don't like the pictures, so they trash the pictures. There is no guarantee that they're going to even promote you. So why are you going to all this expense? Why are you going to all this effort to work so hard, just like you would for a paying client, and get absolutely nothing in return? And that was the hardest thing for students to get through their head when I was teaching, was just like, well, I need, this company is hiring you as a graphic designer. They are going to create packaging and promotional materials based on your designs. You are going to work like you were a full-time employee for them, because there's going to be revisions. There's going to be all kinds of, can you fix this? Can you do that? Etc., etc. Now, they're not going to turn around and give that product that you're designing. It's not like you're designing something for charity and that the charity isn't making any money, because they're going to give it back to like homeless puppies. The business that you are working for is going to use your free stuff to make money off of it. That's not fair. That's not fair to anybody. That's not fair to the business that's particularly not fair to the business that's giving the free stuff. All right? And so if there's one takeaway from today's video, if there's one absolute takeaway, it's that do not do things for exposure. Do not do things for influencers. And if somebody doesn't want to pay, don't do it. You are a busy person. You have a lot on your plate. The time and energy that you are wasting doing this free stuff, you could have used to even try and find one new client. You could have been on social media trying to connect with somebody. You could have gone to a networking event. Whatever it is, there's a million and one other things that you could have been doing instead of giving things away for free. And it doesn't stop. Once you give it away for free once, there's going to be no charging again in the future. If you do packages for company A and they like your packages and they use it, they come back the second time, they're not going to say, okay, well, now we're willing to pay you $500. No, they're going to be like, well, you did it for free last time. Do it for free again. So that is the one takeaway, is do not do things for free. Do not do things for exposure. There are much better ways to get exposure. There are much better ways to do things. There are more effective ways. The other side of it is, and this is just a quick side note because I just kind of want to get into it very, very quickly. Who says the influencer is a consumer who's ideal and right for you? Are they a super fan? Are they a casual consumer? Because if they were, they had been purchasing. Now, that becomes a different situation. Okay, one of your casual consumers calls up and says, hey, we're doing this event, and I'd like a dozen cupcakes for free. We only have $30 and we need like 40 cupcakes. Could you throw in 10 for free? You have a relationship with that consumer, and we'll promote you. You have a relationship with that consumer. You've worked with them. You know who they are. That is the kind of exposure you want, because you will then, they'll taste your cupcakes. They can pick up a business card. They can call and order it. Okay. That's what you want. Somebody taking a picture of a juicy burger and posting it on Instagram. Sure, it might look good, but I want to taste it. I want to, yeah. And then there we go, rambling again. All right, so that's my tirade on influencers and how they don't think about what damage it does and what their glad handing does to the business, because you are better. Basically, you're giving up your food, your rent, your utilities. The landlord isn't going, you're not going to say to the landlord, well, you like owning buildings, you should just give me the apartment for free. That's not going to happen, because the landlord's going to be like, well, I'm not giving the apartment for free, get out. And so, and again, I understand it because I know money can be tight, but hey, don't go out to dinner. Don't buy nails. I get it, but also be realistic. All right, so this has been a very long-winded and rambling small business talk show. If you like this video, so hit subscribe and like below to learn more about me, sell the experience, find your Betty. Visit ehhoward.com. Also, bop over and join us at Patreon. This is out early on Patreon. It's out 2 weeks early on Patreon before it's on YouTube. Over there, we're doing all kinds of things to, lessons and tutorials and videos on helping you identify your core consumer, how to talk to them better, how to engage with them more effectively, how to take all of that and create, selling points and talking points, and use it for networking and social media and all of those types of things. So, that's a good use of your time instead of giving it away for free. And unfortunately, it's not free. There are $5 starts one of the tiers. Other than that, and join us on Facebook. We're doing the 2-minute challenges still. They're coming back and going rapidly. Follow me on social media. I'm literally E.H. Howard everywhere. And then other than that, I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.